Hello. I'm Dick Blake. You might have forgotten who I was, since I hadn't made the last couple of meetings.
Yeah, it's Article 7, so it's gonna be on page 20. It's a special use permit under Article 7.
So,
It'll be on page 20 in the zoning regulations.
20.
is everybody here that's coming?
We just haven't heard back from Dave Anderson. We haven't heard back from Dave Anderson yet. But yes, everyone else is here. It's
We've got a couple more minutes. Have you received anything from the commissioners? About the building?
No.
So we don't know what it is?
We'll tell you.
Okay, okay. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Starting. Luke, please announce your presence.
Luke Kennedy.
Jonathan Member.
Been through it.
Dick Blake.
Jason Murphy.
Chris Wood.
There is a quorum. We all reviewed the minutes of the last meeting. Any modifications or motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Since May 8, 2005, Matt Wells Elementary P, next on the agenda.
Well, the county commissioners went ahead and approved that special use permit.
Oh, okay, so that's disposed of.
Yeah.
Go ahead, public meeting on the application filed by James and Nicole Edwards for a special use permit for a private cemetery on parcel. I'm not going to read off the numbers, nobody needs to know who there are. Staff report and recommendations.
Back on May 13th, they came in for an application. Nicole and I had talked a couple of times on the phone about the process of getting a special use permit for a private cemetery and what those requirements are. So she came in on May 13th, filled out the application, paid the fee. They were still in the process of waiting for the survey to be complete, but you all have that now. So you should have everything that I have.
And your recommendation?
It seems to meet those requirements.
Any questions of the other members? Okay. James and Nicole, would you please make your presentation?
All right, so she got pregnant,
February 26th.
and then we had a miscarriage. That's the reason why we're wanting the cemetery in, so we can bury her right there. Our current plan is, we're working with Gordon, we're gonna do house in, or northern part of the property. When they do the driveway, we're gonna take the driveway to the house and then bring it off down to the cemetery. What our plan is.
Any members have questions?
Condolences on your loss. Can't imagine.
Is anybody here in attendance like to make any comments about this application? I don't see any.
Chair, I did have a question of the family.
Sure.
Probably know the answer, but I just keep the room to those who are coming. The use that the board is considering is a special use permit, which only applies to the current owner, which is obviously you. When at the point that you would move from the property and then sell it to someone else, that special use goes away. So, kind of a question first for somebody administrator. When that happens in this case of a private cemetery, am I correct that her body would then need to be removed as well?
Yeah. So that's going to be on file in the deeds office for that private cemetery, and that survey will be there. So if a new owner wants to use that cemetery, they would have to apply for a special use for that cemetery.
And if the family understandably would want to move their daughter to wherever you were moving to, I'm assuming that there would be ways that they could do that.
Or they wouldn't have to sell that piece of property, carve that out. They could retain ownership of that if they wanted to.
That would be one option.
House down where was so he would ultimately take over the house and the new house, and he would ultimately have to apply and reapply for the cemetery, correct?
Is that, she has
What was the
If
scenario?
If we pass that house down to our child, after we pass, would we have to reapply for the cemetery, for the permit for the cemetery? So that when I pass down,
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably the case.
just want to make sure you have all the information that you that you made as part of this process.
Any other questions? Well, I believe at this point in time, I'll close the hearing. Okay. Yes, if you want to. Been a motion to approve. The
I'll second.
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Congratulations.
Okay, is there any other business that we, that you want to bring before the board tonight? Before we adjourn?
Other than if you guys want to set meetings for, we have one for June.
Maybe the 25th, yeah, probably.
And you want to set any more meetings, work sessions for July? Or you want to wait until the work session this month?
Dick, you saw that our last meeting, we set a work session for 2 weeks from now,
Right.
on the normal schedule, 6 p.m.
Okay.
To discuss some of the regulations,
Sure.
but that's the only one we set.
Well, let's get a July date then.
So we can do
Second week of July. First week of July probably isn't gonna work all that well.
second week of July won't work all that well either, because that's the week of the fair.
Second
Let's
week.
set the week of my
Regular.
birthday. Third week. Maybe I'll bring it.
Yeah, there you go. What's the June one?
Yeah, we'll have a regular meeting.
26th.
in June, second week, so.
So third week would just be skipping a week.
I knew it wasn't going to be my phone tonight, so I didn't bring it with me. So it's kind of like
Well, I'll try to move the calendar up.
I mean, let's just keep it on the schedule we have on every, the second week after our monthly meeting, which will be the 24th. I'm out the 17th, which will be the third week.
I'm also out that week.
So it's the 24th work. Anybody that doesn't, 24 doesn't work.
I think it works for now.
Okay.
Something, I'm sorry.
24?
July.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Okay.
Do we have, Kate, do we have anything on the agenda for the 10th?
Not yet.
Could we make it
They have.
also a planning session then?
Did you say that was fair week? What did you say was fair week?
The 17th,
14.
14th through.
Oh, so not
We're talking about the regular meeting. We don't have anything yet, but, they had until probably the 17th to get something in.
Hopefully make it then for the meeting and then adjourn and go into a work session
Yeah.
like we had before.
I mean, I can give you guys an email if that's gonna be an issue. Like if there's another, for some odd reason, there's another appeal meeting.
You see, you mentioned something last week about the interview.
There is tonight. At 8 o'clock.
There is tonight, that's why we're not going to do work session tonight. Because that meeting started in 15 minutes.
So I can put it on the 10th as a work session,
When 10th,
July,
July 10th?
no meetings.
Works for me.
Meetings,
Something.
Anybody have problems with 10th? Okay.
What
So
time?
6 o'clock if there's no meeting.
Okay.
Want to do 6? Or keep it at 7?
Well, why don't you let us know? If there's anything else to do, we can start at 6. If there is anything else to do. Otherwise, we start at 7. The chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Been moved. Is there a second? Been moved and seconded, we adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.
Fastest meeting you guys
We were getting July all lined up as we were to
have. Not as fast as.
All with the appeals?
No.
Sorry?
Second year.
Okay,
I'm the unfortunate one.
You want
I
it?
checked an extra
Don't you
box.
want it?
okay.
Yes.
Now I got 49 minutes to kill.
What's it about though?
This meeting wasn't mine.
What's it for?
graduation already.
I don't have it.
Gentlemen?
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Glad you didn't have to go for it, Dave.
The meeting tonight's a variance. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, but
You didn't have to go
It's a
too far,
variance.
it's a short meeting.
Setback
Yes.
variance.
I should walk across the street.
Good to see you.
Just a second.
It's for a permit.
Did it-
Thank you. It feels good.
Yeah.
They don't have very many things that happen, like a variance. Thanks. Thank you.
Cool. Good luck with that.
You know what I'm saying, they're kind of small, but it's still.
They probably are getting a lot more than that.
No.
No, they're fine.
Oh, yeah. They're what? They're fine. They're not heated.
The deals.
Heated, like, yeah.
I was just thinking if it's an appeal, then maybe there's like ways that can be created.
Their last meeting lasted a minute. Well, not just because it was.
So that was just the
I
answer.
didn't know that was, electing a chairs. So.
You know what it is.
Right now,
The next one.
June 26th, 6 p.m., July 10th, and July 21st.
Do you want to know what they're doing?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I'll reach out to Jamie.
Yeah, it's the road, this one.
Yeah, I hate In and out.
There's the highway.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You
Or just a highway.
Good to see you.
Highway, what highway?
Bye.
It appears that it's 8 o'clock and this meeting should be started of the Jackson County Zoning Appeals Board. So the first item on the agenda is a roll call. And note that Turpin Artis is here, Doug Fisher, myself is here, Miss Julie Stephen is here, Luke Kennedy is here, Mr. Grimm is absent. Next item on the agenda, I listener advisory agreement that I would take the temporary chair position. I see no objections, so to move on. The next item on the agenda is reviewing the minutes from the last meeting. Does anyone have any discussion on that, or do I hear a motion to approve as written?
Also move.
It's
To
been-
approve.
It's been moved, we hear a second.
All second.
It's been seconds. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Unanimously approved. There appear to be no open issues on our agenda. The new business is Mr. Daniel Yule requesting a variance on our front yard setback. Tate, could you review for the board, just really briefly, what the requirements are for variance on this topic?
So on setback variance, you all have the authority to approve half the setback distance.
And Mr. Daniel Yule, would you like to give us a brief overview of what we're asking the board to approve? Could you do that, and we can use the map up here, and if you want to.
Basically, I was having a hard time getting somebody to put the concrete down. So I found this one guy, and he started immediately on concrete. So I did not check the distance. I didn't know about the distance of the road. So he came out in like something like a week, poured all the concrete. Because I thought I'd get a 40 by 45 building. And then I come in to get the permit, and this is just to store cars and my tractor and stuff. No business or anything, just a machine shed. And so found out the distance was not enough. So I'm not sure what else to say.
Can you point out on the picture there what we're looking at? I mean,
Oh,
I see some buildings, but
okay. The red is basically, I think, concrete slab. And then the building will actually set about, I think it's looking at it right, there's a large concrete apron here, 20 feet, just to park vehicles outside of the building. And then there's another one on the south side, and that's a 20-foot apron by 40 feet. Again, to like park the tractor and stuff. The building is here, and it's, let's see, 45 feet this way, and 40 feet this way. It's a metal building. Does that help?
yes, and the distance from the road is, where are you looking at there on that distance that you're asking? So you're looking at the distance between the concrete and the road right away? You're looking at.
Yeah, there's the center of the road, I believe. But then the distance from the center of the road, and then also, I think this is the fence. This,
That would be the fence.
and so there's not enough distance. It's supposed to be like 40 feet, and it's less than, there's the amount of distance that was measured.
I think you were at 27 from the edge of your slab to the fence.
Yes, I think so. Not exactly sure. Exactly.
70 feet from the concrete to the center of the road, if I remember right.
It's a little difficult to measure because it's not flat. And that's why I put it here. Is the old farm, there's not hardly a flat spot on the place. So when I found out I could get the concrete, well, I thought, well, I'll go where there's not going to be a lot of dirt removal or hauling in. And so that's why it was there.
And so your variance is actually asking for less feet than what your slab is actually for, is that correct?
I'm not sure about that. Yes.
Your slab is already poured right now.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing, is when the contractor had shown up, he said, yeah, I have nothing to do right now, and it was like the next day, you know, he started getting things prepped, and then the next couple of days, well, everything was taken, he was doing it, quickly.
We started searching for a concrete person 5 months in advance. Nobody would do it. Isaac Roth wouldn't do it. Sullivan wouldn't do it. Bailey wouldn't do it. Another one. And then all at once, I was reading the Holton Reporter. That guy used to work for Gary Sawyer, does all this remodeling stuff, and had concrete. I called him. He says, I only do small jobs, but I know the guy who will do it. So the very next day, Dwayne Doherty called, and in a few days, he started work on it, and we got it done. So I really recommend him. You know,
Except measure your distance.
you know,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What are the other buildings?
The question is, what are the other buildings on the picture?
Okay. Oops, sorry.
You're right, I just moved to the other room.
That's a garage, 2-car garage. That's an old-time barn. That's a machinery shed. That's the old farmhouse. I think that's about it.
Is that your residence?
Yeah, it's mom passed away, and so I moved out there, and except for the garage is a good building, but I didn't have really any place to. I have a fairly new tractor, and it's out in the weather, and I had no real place to put it. So I thought, well, I'll just put this shed up. And then last year again, I couldn't get anybody to do the concrete work. And then this year I found this guy. So, and that's the well house, a little white outdoor well house.
the distance between the slab and the fence is really big enough. The dump trucks were going through there, the heavy equipment was going through there that Doherty brought. So it's really a lot of room there.
Yeah, there is a large, average size large farm gate here, and the dump truck was going through there, and had ample room.
So is the setback for a structure or concrete slab?
For both.
Well, I mean, that is the rule that nothing can be in that 40-foot setback.
Right.
And that 40-foot, because I'm just learning, goes to where? To the property line or to the road?
It's not to the road, so on the edge of the right of way, then 40 feet.
Okay, so that's what the blue line is the right of way.
Just out of curiosity, is the farmhouse 40 feet away from the right of way? Or can you tell? Or do you
I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know if anybody measured it.
This was probably
Tree.
Because it just doesn't look like it's quite enough.
I think the farmhouse was 1910.
I got one of them too.
It's 51, 50.
Okay.
That's an extra project to fix the house. It's like, they got the place, but it's just.
You got any close neighbors around? I mean, obviously I don't see anybody here that would be.
Maybe an eighth of a mile away is Brian Curtis. We get along good with Brian, no problem there.
Has he expressed any
I
concerns
need
about it
to
at all?
talk to him.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to him.
He hasn't been over expressed concerns about it?
No. And then down the corner, I think the closest one might be Nina Fiedler over there. Then there's Steve Sheldon. I don't think they care at all.
They got a letter, Sheldon, But you said who else?
Benita Fiedler, I know both of them good,
She got a letter.
yeah. And then there's another guy in the corner, used to be Bagley, but I don't know if he still lives there.
Bagley got a letter.
Yeah,
Sullivan got a letter. And
Sullivan's way more than 1,000 feet.
now he's, part of his properties at least.
Oh, he's got that other property, okay.
And you haven't heard anything from me. And I'm sorry, James.
Sure.
Who are you?
My name is George Evil,
Okay,
his
Okay,
older
so-
brother.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I live in a different direction.
Okay. See, I sell buildings, and I sell to this company, and I sold the building to my brother. And I've been selling buildings for over 20 years to different companies.
Is this one of your buildings he's putting up?
Well, it's,
The ones you sell?
I sell from the Arkansas Metal Building Company, and they send a crew out to put the buildings up once we call and tell them we're ready. So, actually, I used to sell for Coast to Coast, and they put up that two-car garage, which is 24 by 36, but that's probably been 8 or 10 years ago.
If you're granted the, what you asked, the 20-foot instead of the 40-foot, will you have an inclination? It looks like it was 26, 27 feet now, so you're going to have the inclination to move Brad on a lean-to closer to the road than it is right now?
No, if I was planning on putting the lean-to on the north side so I could drive vehicles on hot days.
Yeah.
But nothing here. I wouldn't want to put anything there even. It's, like I say, I like it just the way it is.
Okay, is there an overhang though that takes up part of that?
No.
No, there's no overhang on
It
Well,
would
you
be,
like
it would be
lean-to.
proper term, it would be just inches. It would just be,
One big like putting on the lean-to or
oh,
something.
not
that
on
would be
the,
going
not
down.
on the long side, not at all.
Okay.
It'd
it. Some
be-
buildings, I forget the correct term, that, you know, sticks out, eaves, I guess.
Eaves, yeah.
Eave.
I'm not sure if this is the correct term. Something like that.
In your picture there, is the slab bigger than the building's gonna be?
Not width-wise.
Because there's two different colors of what I'm looking at.
That was my,
Okay, so that's,
sorry.
My outside perception.
well,
The contractor had put the footing right on the edge,
Alright.
and then he came back after the footing set up, and then he poured the slab that sits on top of the footing.
but the building's gonna be the same size.
Or was anything.
Yeah.
Long side.
Width-wise.
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
inches.
Yeah.
The footing's gonna be right on
Right,
the
that's what I
edge.
saw that.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to figure out whether there was a pad and then a building on top of that.
Uh,
The way the picture looked, but that's okay.
According to what I understood is
Correct.
footing's right on the edge, and building sits right on.
That's correct.
I guess a technical question I would have is, if he's granted this as requested, and then say another person lives there down the road, does this variance, does that allow the subsequent owner to construct something closer,
It will follow the
less
property.
than? I mean, could they move up to a 20-foot setback?
If you grant the 20-foot setback.
Because the building would follow the property.
So I mean, with the variance itself, it would follow the property as, that's what I suspect. So they could add a 6-foot lean-to on it instead of within variance, roughly.
With the restrictions on that, because as far as nothing else can go on the other side of the building, right? I'm
Yeah.
That's
So it'd be
what
on the
I
west
asked.
side, right, if I'm looking at that correctly, up is north, and that is west, right?
This is east,
East.
and then this is west,
Okay.
that's north, south.
Could you grant a 25 instead of a 20?
That's up to you guys.
That would eliminate any further development.
Yeah.
Further, if they're at 26 feet now,
I wouldn't want to restrict them from adding an E if they probably needed to. 18 inch or 24 inch or whatever
yeah.
needed to be. I doubt they would do that.
I need to go back to what you were discussing a minute ago. If we granted for this building, was that because granted for everything on that piece of property?
So my understanding is just for this particular building site that has already started concrete.
Done. Okay, thank you.
No, I'm not.
Is there any other discussion or question or thoughts? Kate, do you have any issues from your office from technical legal standpoint?
No, I'll do a variance letter and it will be filed with the deeds office. And I'll have a copy for our office so we can track that. So if there are any other permits that come up on it, then we'll see that.
But it, how we word it would need to be limited to this. I mean, how do you identify this building in the variance or?
Through the file,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
They're
it'll be
very
attached.
attractive buildings, and we have like 17 colors. It's not galvanized or anything like that. And it's all vertical steel, which is a very strong building.
Any other thoughts or questions from the board members? Any other comments from you, Mr. Yu?
No, it's not bad.
As to the length of the process?
Not getting to the inch.
Yes, oh, okay.
Hindsight,
Do you have any questions for us?
not really.
The board won't have any negative comments or be prone to the grant as issued or as limited to as currently constructed or more various for Mr. Wood.
I think we're going to request it.
We go with the 20 foot.
Yeah.
Did you want to put the stipulation on there that, we can't go on, the eave thing? That we can be no wider than whatever it is that's on the building construction.
Those would be two kind of
Oh,
contrary
wait,
things.
never mind, yes, you're right, because we were doing 25 rather than 20, right, okay.
20 would, well, like I said, I doubted you would ever put a lean-to or go any farther just because I know that's your traffic way to get into the rest of your property. Because you made a comment that you have a gate on one end right now.
Yes,
True.
Okay,
if I get the building, and I'm not gonna be
yeah.
messing
Well,
with
that's
any
what I'm
illegal
saying.
stuff.
Otherwise, I feel like it would narrow your way into your pasture that you, or property that you have, yeah.
It wouldn't look good.
Yeah.
There's really no reason for a lean-to on that side.
Right.
I know I get the building insulated, below on insulation, so.
Now, when you get into it, where, is this gonna be open on one side, or are you gonna have like garage doors that are gonna be on there?
Okay, there's gonna be, 3 garage doors on the north side,
Okay,
and 1 large, door for the larger tractor.
12 by 12 by 12.
Yeah.
okay,
And then another normal sized door for the smaller tractor.
10 by 10s.
So there's gonna be like 5 doors, there, and then 2 little walk-in doors.
3 windows.
Well, I didn't know as far as, I know it's more equipment than it is my vehicles going in there, but, you know, if you pull the driveway, you kind of make it a nice smooth, I can get in.
Yeah, because I can go easily in here, especially in the winter time and stuff. Just drive in off the road, and this side, go through the gate here, and that's where the tractors will be parked. And then I'll have, it's large enough, I could have a work area, work on implementation.
Okay. You're not putting in like a bathroom or anything like that in that building, I
Not really,
guess. I mean, it's just gonna be more of a machine shop.
yeah.
He's got a house very close to that. We
Yeah.
didn't plan on any plumbing in there.
Okay.
One question is, would that create a problem if I later on decided to have like a sink in there and stuff? I don't
If
really
there'd be another process through their office.
Yeah, it
Okay.
would just be in Northeast Kansas, if we were tying into a septic or a lagoon. It would be,
I didn't plan it. Plan on just using the garden.
yeah.
Because the
Just
well
give
house
us
is
a
right
call,
beside it.
and we'll get you a number from Northeast Kansas.
You already got the concrete poured, that might be more
That has to be done.
after 10 years, will they?
Yeah, I could go up. Well,
Do you have any idea about what you're thinking, or? Anybody want to make a motion about what the board wants to do?
I can make a motion to grant the variance
As
as
requested
requested, the 20-foot.
for the building slab, any question as to such? Here, second,
I'll second it.
and move in second, grant the variance as as requested it. For the building slab as it currently exists. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimously passed. Any other issues we need to deal with before
Can I say thank you?
we adjourn? You're
Yeah, we appreciate it all right.
I'm stressed out.
Yeah, tear it out.
Yeah,
13 feet,
I was looking at roller skating and stuff.
could they, hear a motion for adjournment?
Also move.
Second.
I'll second it.
Meeting's adjourned.